Okay, moving on to food from there. Use my spoon that I made. Here's some of my dry goods. It's just some acorn flour I have left over in my bag from my last outing. Here's my bear bag. Having a bear bag is incredibly important when you're in an area obviously where there's bears. But it also allows you to keep coyotes and raccoons and things like that away from your food. You know, I've had skunks, all sorts of stuff come into my camp trying to get at my food. And being able to tie it up in a tree really solves a lot of those problems. Now, for food, just like, you know, you covered at home, things like that, you have dry goods. This happens to be a big bag of bannock. I usually just keep things in bags, and I like to keep this all tied up nice and tight, and I hold my food on my sides and in my main pouch. I mean, I have a lot of room still in this bag for, you know, 10-12 pounds of food. And once I get to my location, then I take it all out of my ruck and I put it into here and then hang in the tree, because I've found that it's easier to pack food when it's in its small state, because you can wedge it in strange places. But if you have a big dry bag filled with food, well, it takes up like my whole rucksack, you know. So this way it gives me the option of carrying a lot of food and, you know, just kind of finding crevices to stick the food in. Obviously, wild edibles is part of our food as well, right? So I always have my books with me. Edible medicinal trees, never leaves my ruck. I know that I know a lot of edibles. I know a lot of edibles. This book knows a whole lot more. You know, before I put all this gear away, I figured I'd just show something that you'd never know about. And that's the last 3 or 4 inches of this bag on this pocket. It's all tinder. There's actually pieces of sinew in there too, for arrowheads and things like that. It's just woodland materials. There's yellow birch, gray birch, all sorts of stuff down there. There's even some cattail. Lots of resources that just fill up the bottom, just get compressed. All my books and everything sit on top of it. And that way, if I run into a problem and I need to make fire, I need to find tinder, I always get some at the bottom of my pocket. So I eat with a plate at home. Sure enough, eat with a plate in the woods too, right? Takes up no space at all, no weight at all. One side is for breads and non-meat items. The other side is for meat. Here's an item that can give me some food, if I'm a good shot, of course. My Slingshot. Another food item. My long hunter kit. It's filled with snares. I got like 15 in there. And they're braided steel. And they're 65-pound test. Of course, my arrows help me to gather food as well. Whether it be squirrel, rabbit, deer, you name it. I can kill it. Another food item, of course, is one of my bows. So we got hunting, we got fishing. So there's my fishing kit. And of course, for fabricating tools and other such things that my needs require, that I can carry with me, carry the 4 tools: knife, folding saw, my axe. I have a couple, but this is probably my favorite. It's a small forest axe, Grandpa's Brucks. I keep it protected from snow and rain, sleet, weather in general, with this wool sock. And of course, the 4th tool is a spoon knife. So overall, it's very clean. It's very concise. It's very tight. I don't have things bouncing around and flying around and tied and jerry-rigged or anything like that. It's small. It's agile. You know, it's very light. I weighed it before I left. It's only 34 pounds. You know, I've hiked with this 15 miles into the New Hampshire wilderness, straight into the mountains. You know, no issues at all. It's not overly bearing at all. 34 pounds is not a lot. You know, you can still add, you know, 10 pounds of food onto this, which is a lot of food. And, you know, you're only talking 44 pounds. So it meets my needs, while at the same time, even this small bag, you know, I still have room for more gear. As you can see, I mean, there's just tons of room in here I'm not even using, you know? So by understanding what I really need to meet my needs, it allows me to have a smaller kit, more agile kit than a big lumbering monster.